Holy crap. What just happened? I think we need to break this down, guys. For any of you who did not know, the Forest is getting a new update. And not like it's going to VR or not like it's the PS4 release. This is a whole new update after the official release of the game. And there's some big stuff in this footage that End Knight just dropped. Holy crap. Let's start out with a few simple things. Like, for example, this dog. Looks like we can build a little dog now. Because for those of you that didn't know, at the end of the game, after you've completed it, if you choose to stay instead of going with Timmy or saving Timmy, you are able to build like wood versions of Timmy and your wife. If you weren't aware of that, now you are. But it looks like we'll also be able to build a dog. And, I mean, he's kind of cute. Look at it with his little face on there, all painted up, kind of Wilson-esque. And then there's this car. Now, this car looks to be made completely out of wood. So I'm not sure if it's just a prop, or if we can Flintstones this thing and just pedal it with our feet. But I know that End Knight, for a while, has had little teasers and updates to vehicles being added to the game. I don't know entirely if this is what they were talking about, but that would be kind of funny if you could just pedal your way around in this thing. Just beep beep, I'm gonna get you cannibals. So this will be an interesting thing to see what all happens with that when it actually gets released into the game. I am incredibly excited for that though. Speaking of vehicles, it looks like we'll be having another thing added to the game, which is very interesting, is a glider. Now, this glider looks like it will be able to take us and multiple people around the map. So even in a multiplayer mode, you will have potentially multiple people gliding around, which could be really awesome. Very Ewok-esque in their design, as far as I can tell so far. And also very creepy. I mean, we're talking like Hannibal Lecter levels of creepy with the way that mutant parts are incorporated into these things. With the head being on the front, the hands being on the wings, like it's somebody literally trying to fly. It feels very, very Hannibal Lecter-ish, just in my opinion. But it also looks super cool. Speaking of flying around on top enemies, in this shot that you see here, we have what looks to be a glider going over the final boss of the game. Now, this type of mutant looks like it's going to be incorporated into the overworld now. I've seen glitches of this happening with people before, but now it looks like it's officially coming to the overworld, which could be disastrous for anyone trying to build bases they're hoping not to get knocked down. Because this thing has got reach, and I'm assuming it's going to be very, very destructive in the overworld, along with any of those bases that you've built before, any of those bases that are super intricate designs that you thought maybe just having a wall on the outside could keep cannibals away. You might want to step up your game, because with this thing being in the overworld, I have no idea what that means for very meticulously constructed buildings for the people that really enjoy the crafting aspect of this game. Also, if you're very, very careful and keen-eyed, you can see what looks to be a flaming boulder going off of this. Now, this could be an upgrade to the catapults that we already have in the game, which I think would be very cool, because currently the catapults are alright, but they don't seem that destructive, you know? With upgrades like this, where it's a literal boulder that you can light on fire and launch at enemies, that seems incredibly awesome. I would love to do that and have some castle warfare, me versus the mutants, bring it on, I'm coming at you with some flaming boulders. That just sounds really cool. Nowadays, they're best used as multi-purpose storage because you can store lots of different types of things in there, including skulls. And that's predominantly what I use them for. Also, with the addition of this, comes what looks to be potentially new spots in the map or new places added to the map. So new places that we could go to, whether it's already within the map as it exists, so it's just new pieces and features added to the map, or if it's new pieces added on to make it a bigger map. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but in some of these screenshots from the trailer, it looks like we have our person diving down into ship wreckage, so somewhere out in the ocean, presumably, and then, you know, being able to sort through that for loot, you know, a la Stranded Deep sort of, kind of. I'm very excited to see what this means, whether we're getting new additions to the map as it is, or if we're getting new places outside of the map as it exists, because that would be huge, and it would be very telling as to potentially where they want to go if they're going to do a sequel for this game, which they alluded to at the end of the game, but have not actually confirmed or denied yet, so we'll just see where that goes. In addition to potentially having the catapults upgraded, it looks like we might also be getting some new weapons, one of which is featured here. It looks like a crossbow. Now, a crossbow would be pretty cool. It's not too far outside of the realm of possibility for something you would find within this area, especially considering who all has been here before, the stuff that we could already find, so like the modern bow. This doesn't seem like much of a stretch, and seems like it could be a really cool addition depending on how it shoots. Now, if it's a slow loading thing, kind of like the pistol is, it could not be a super great weapon, but if you can shoot it pretty rapidly, this would be a really great addition into the game to be able to, you know, pretty at close distance, get rid of cannibals, potentially get those devastating headshots in and take them down in one hit. I would be very excited to see how this thing plays. I cannot wait to get in and try it for myself and shoot some stuff. Ooh, I'm excited. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is what appears to be the addition of a new mutant/mutants. Because it looks like what we have here is a combiner scenario, like a Transformers combiner scenario, where it's just like these little blobs of pieces that will come jumping out of the forest and then start assembling themselves together. I don't know if these are going to be new. I don't know if this is going to be parts and pieces of stuff that you hack apart and they just start to reform into something. I have no idea. But from what we saw in the end of this trailer, it is a bunch of them jumping out of the woods and then combining into this huge tower. And it looks horrifying. I am terrified of this, especially as somebody who loves this game for the crafting. I have no idea what this means for the defense of any of my bases anymore. For these pieces to potentially just be fine flopping around on their own and then assemble into this huge tower and potentially just have this reach and knock down towers or knock down structures or completely just make a whole, you know, a la Attack on Titan. I don't know what this means, but it's going to be a really awesome challenge. A lot of this stuff, I couldn't even have fathomed that End Night was working on some of this stuff. Like some of the buildables, sure, I could get that. Even the glider doesn't seem like that far of a stretch, new weapons, but adding in an entirely new type of mutant that could potentially change the way that combat goes in this game entirely, that's pretty exciting. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have to make this video today. I just wanted to jump in and make sure I got to it because this just dropped today, December 2nd, hours ago. This whole thing is going live December 10th, and I am way excited to jump in and play this game and see what all is happening. If you want to check out this trailer for yourself, I'll leave a link down below to Ed Knight's YouTube channel. Go through it, see if there's anything I missed. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this stuff coming, and maybe what your thoughts are on potential other things that they didn't tease out in this trailer, because obviously they're just going to tease the big stuff. They're not going to tease everything. So there's plenty of stuff. I guarantee there's plenty of stuff that we haven't even seen yet that is going to be added in on this new update. I am very excited. So if you appreciated this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.